What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of 4GQTV. Hopefully the audio is okay and you guys can hear me and the panel and see Paul's dancing pineapple because it looks so awesome. He's just down there having some fun, dancing around, moving up and down, shaking his pineapple hairs. It's really cool. Yeah. So, tonight we have a show where we're going to talk about some things. As always, PK graciously found the topics. I did not advertise the show ahead of time, so I do apologize if you missed this. That's my fault. We interviewed Carlos Navarro from Hawkeye today, so it was a little exhausting. And he's awesome, though. I'm just exhausted. And yeah, so we're going to get into it. But on the panel tonight, we have the one, the only legend of all the YouTube land. Oh, I changed it. PK, what's up?
Okay. He needs to go back to 2022 and start over and come back because he just messed that all up. Everything. First, it's the most electrified man at all entertainment. It's your boy PK, and I'm glad to be here. Listen, we got Cozy, we got Flamish, we got the dancing pineapple Paul, aka the celebrity in chief, aka Mr. I'm gonna go hang out in some spaces somewhere in the corner.
I'm gonna go kill all of y'all in time.
Wow,
that's violent.
Just do it after the show, and then let's we do the show first. Let's get that done, and then we'll have at it.
Except for you, Cozy. You haven't said anything that I don't like yet, so you're safe.
Oh,
the
yeah.
other two,
Don't be acting innocent. Don't do that. She is trouble.
I am innocent. You see this face?
She is trouble.
I'm a combination of two most best things in the world, being Cozy and belugas, and you can't not love belugas.
Yes, isn't there a YouTube
especially
channel?
caviar.
It's
Caviar,
a guy named
awesome,
Beluga,
yeah.
and he has weird Discord chats with himself.
What?
Yeah, Beluga. He has a YouTube channel. He has Discord chats with himself, and he gets millions of views. He argues with himself and plays different roles.
Hey, I can understand that. We all have multiple personalities.
Yeah.
Voices in my head. They talk to me. They understand. They talk to me.
They do understand.
Anyways, go ahead, Clown. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Pineapple Paws dance on top of your logo there for when you said the other thing. Happy New Year. So we introduced the most electrifying man in the land. And then we have the ever epic and amazing Cozy. What's going on?
Woohoo! Okay, there. It works.
Nice.
I'm calm.
You're calm?
I think I've got a food like sugar rush, if you understand.
Oh, yeah, I remember the last time you had a sugar rush with Old Country Time lemonade.
That was different. I'm out now. So I'm back to drinking non-sugar water drinks.
Non-sugar water.
Yeah.
What? Sugar water? That's...
No, it was water with sugar.
You know powder. You know those powder Country Time mixes, and you just add it to water. I was having that, but I mixed it with the Kool-Aid one.
And she was mixing it way stronger than it was supposed to be, so it was like pure sugar.
It had some water.
You were just eating the sugar, you were not even drinking.
That was only after I ran out of water. That was only after I ran out of water. Okay. There.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good episode. You guys should go back and watch that because that was really cool. Then we have the ever chipper, super happy duper, always positive moment, pineapple. No, hold on.
I was going to say, you weren't talking about me.
Celebrity Pineapple Paul, and he's got a dancing pineapple on the screen. Everybody, can you cheer for him for this?
No.
Oh,
Yay.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Wow. Paul, your pineapple's putting in some moves there, buddy. You're rocking.
Yeah, there's a reason that I don't look at that screen. Yeah. That's why. If I don't see the pineapple, it doesn't make me mad. So,
Yeah, so how's it
But hey,
going,
glad
Paul?
to be here. I'm doing all right, I guess. It is what it is.
You mean
It's
doing all right? Happy
2023.
New Year. This is a
Crappy
year.
New. I mean, Happy New Year to you too.
Take this ball back. This Paul back to 2022 too. Take it
No.
back with you and start over. We need the new Paul. 2022.
You need the new Paul.
I just sprinkled some magic fairy dust on Paul, so now
Magic.
he should be happy.
Yeah. I'm always happy.
I can
Happy,
smell
happy,
how
joy,
tasty
joy.
you
Clap your
are.
hands. You gotta clap your hands.
Gotta clap your hands, all you people.
It takes two hands to clap.
No,
No,
you
it
gotta
doesn't.
do. I got the whole world in my hands, and then clap your hands.
Got the whole world.
Yeah, come on, Paul, sing it. Let's get into it, Paul. You can do some karaoke, right? You could
Paul
bust it
created
out.
that song.
I
Yeah.
was there when it was written. Everybody thinks it was about God. Now it's about me. I was,
I know.
Yeah. I mean,
You
you
got
saw
that complex.
Yeah, Paul did
that
see the
ego.
dinosaurs walk the earth.
Yeah.
And then we have the super duper happy man who hasn't had chocolate in a little while. Flamish, the Belgian sensation across the nation.
Whoop, whoop.
And he's wet.
Clams,
What?
why do you suggest I don't eat chocolate anymore?
You said
You're the one
gave
who
up-
said you don't do
Yeah,
candy.
you
You gave up
gave
Candy,
it up.
candy.
but candy's not chocolate, my
Oh,
guy.
Wait,
yeah.
Candy
Chocolate is a way of life.
different.
Now he's moving the goalpost. Okay, that's
No,
not
no, no, no,
candy.
no.
That's
You
not
guys
candy.
see
That's-
candy bars or chocolate bars and stuff. We don't do that because candy and chocolate is way different. They're out of the scope of each other. So
yeah.
candy itself, no, but chocolate, yes, for sure. I have chocolate in my fridge. I eat it every day. It's good. Some good Belgium juicy chocolate. Never can be better.
If chocolate is juicy, you
Yeah.
should be concerned. I'm just gonna put that out there.
No.
Yeah, you're
You
doing
have
it
some
wrong.
nice
It's not-
fillings in there, some liquor, like the
Okay.
good stuff.
Okay. So
The good juicy stuff.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, first of all, happy 2023, everyone. Come on, first show of
Oh,
the
We
year.
made it. We
dude,
made it.
It is too early to tell if it's going to be a happy year. It's way too early.
Oh,
Well, happy sailing in 2023 then,
Yeah.
Paul. Let's be a little bit more positive. Come on.
Paul
come
put
on,
his camera
jump
on.
Yep.
Oh
And
man.
then-
So now I gotta add your hold on, I'll add your camera. So PK, take us into the first topic as I add Paul's camera to the stream.
I thought you added all the camera spots already. I thought I didn't see the stream.
You gotta do extra work there. You gotta do extra work. So, everybody, let's just go ahead and talk about, because there's a lot of drama right now when it comes to this Xbox and Activision Blizzard. And I know a lot of people may be tired of talking about it, but honestly, it's not going away anytime soon. This is a lot of drama. And I believe it's a lot of drama because it's Microsoft's name on it, right? Anybody else, this wouldn't be headline news. Mainly, because when Sony is currently being sued by actual consumers for ripping them off, that's not headline news, but hey, like I said, it's a thing. But anyways, there's a couple things like I wanted to get into about this surrounding topic, and I would say one is before I get to the good news, I want to get to some of the crazy news, right? So there was the what do you call the discovery that was done, and a lot of people who've been in court know what discovery is, right? So they send you out basically a lot of questions. You either confirm or deny, agree or disagree with the assertion from the person who is suing you, or whatever, right? So Microsoft went there, and one of the questions was like Microsoft, basically the FCC said that Call of Duty launched in 2003, and then Microsoft says they don't agree with that. And then people took that and ran with it, and saying Microsoft doesn't know when Call of Duty launched. Well, what it is when you do discovery, you're not supposed to agree to things you don't want to be held against you with. Because anything you agree to, that can be held in court, because now you guys got to speak to it. So First of all, the FTC just said 2003 didn't go into detail and say February of such and such date.
All right,
That
there's
just says
a
2003.
bad echo.
Is it me?
Hold on, it's probably when I added some of the windows.
Yeah,
Trying
couldn't
to.
be me because my mic was muted, so don't look
So
at me.
Clouds is screwing us up, and it's okay. We'll be back.
Oh, okay. Hopefully it's gone now.
Pounds.
Zink, can you hear us? 1, 2, 3. All right.
Best.
Is it me? Am I echoing still? Zink?
He said yes, it's PK. So, Zink, can you hear me? Okay, he says good.
Okay, good. Tell us if it's bad again, dog. I wanted to bring this up because as far as the discovery, that's all it is. It's just a bunch of questions. Do you agree or disagree? And, they're going to go through it. And this is just the basic hearing stuff. Anyways, does anyone understand or familiar with this FTC challenging Microsoft or trying to block this acquisition? Everyone on panel familiar with this, right?
Yeah, it's standard practice, though. Isn't that it's just standard practice?
Yeah, the standard practice, right? Go ahead, Cozy.
Oh, no, I was going to say it's just standard practice for FTC to do this. This is not some sort of like, oh, gotcha or whatever. This is standard FTC. They do the bare minimum, but this is their job. They got to do something.
Zink, I haven't started yet. I was just trying to explain a little bit about what Discovery is. So go ahead, go ahead and continue, Cozy.
I know that was it. You understand the legalese conversation because I know what Discovery is, but I could never go into great detail.
I'm gonna definitely ask our ancient Chinese guru here, Paul. Do you understand how this Discovery works in the?
Oh yeah. Then the reason they would say they don't agree with just the flat out 2003 or whatever is because it's not an exact. If they say yes, then they can have other stuff thrown at them. So they probably want to get a more exact. If it really gets brought up, they're going to say, "Don't you mean February 2003 or March 2003?" They
Right.
don't want to get caught in any blanket statements.
Right. And Flemish, do you have any idea what I was talking about here?
I actually have no idea. I have
That's
to
cool.
be honest.
We'll come back to you in just a second. And I know Carlo, he knows all the laws because, he's Italian.
It's a lawbreaker.
He has to know all the laws to get around them. So you understand what this is about too, right, Carlo?
Well, I was just fixing Paul's thing, so I missed a little bit of your speech.
It's all right. So we're going to come back. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. So at the end of the day,
Nobody's on the page. Sorry, PK.
You're lucky if Carlo's in the same book. Okay.
So it moves on to talk about and we have a lot of revelations here in this whole thing. First, we find out that Sony is 100% blocking at least 4 titles from ever coming to Xbox. If you guys are not aware, I can tell you the titles, but it goes into that conversation. I want to understand my question is, I want to understand what you guys feel about exclusivity, and are you okay or not okay with excluding Xbox from third-party titles? So I'll start with Cozy. Say, what what titles we're talking about here, or
Kind of. It's.
do you need a refresher? I can give it.
Deep stuff that I won't touch. Basically, I think. But it's like some Final Fantasy stuff.
So 2 of them is Final Fantasy. One of them is Bloodborne, and the other one is the up and coming. What's that Konami game again?
Weeb stuff. So I was.
I mean, it's the scary
And
game.
it comes out today or this month?
No, it's in the future, like years. But I can't remember. It's the Konami game, the scary game. I can't remember the name. But that's the 4th game. Silent Hill. There you go. Thank you, Lemon. Shout out to Lemon in the chat there.
Woohoo! Lemon.
So those are the 4 games. I know that these are Japanese games, so in some minds these could be niche games, but they are pretty popular. And if they had more exposure, they would be even more popular. But they have written contracts in a way that will not allow these third-party developers and publishers to put these games on Xbox ever. So, Cozy, how do you feel about third-party exclusivity or exclusion when it comes to these kind of deals? And do you think this is okay, or because I think I have some comments, but I want to hear what your thoughts on exclusivity or exclusion of consoles in general, specifically this one.
I think it sucks, but I think it's okay. But I think if that is the precedent that it's okay, then all's fair is the best way to say that. Like, it sucks, but
Could you elaborate on what's fair?
So basically I'm saying if the precedent is, I think it sucks, but I literally think it's okay. So by that term, I think it's okay if anyone just like anyone decides, hey, we want you can't put this game on this platform. Not just Sony. You can't put your game on like PlayStation. You can't put your game on Nintendo. You can't put your game on Xbox or Sony. I think those are okay by this.
But and just to be clear, we're talking about third party.
Yeah.
Okay. And you say it sucks, but you think it's okay. So
yeah,
can you clear that up for on the chat there?
It sucks, but I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Wait, clear it up.
It sucks in which way, and is it okay?
It sucks for people that are locked to one platform, but I think it's okay in that you can, in that it's not like, I don't view it as a problem.
I see. Okay. And you don't feel like it would change a gamer's mind on what console it might buy or something?
I mean, it could.
Okay.
But I think as long as everyone is like, other companies are free to do the same, buy exclusivity,
gotcha,
and exclude other platforms. That's what I'm saying. Like, just do the same thing.
Okay. That's straight, Paul. I know you feeling urges. Let's hear it.
You know what? I really don't have a problem with it, but what's good for the goose is good for the gander, as they say. Or as old people say.
So you're agreeing with Cozy?
Yeah. Because I have an issue with them doing that, and then at the same time saying it's not fair that they're not going to let this game go. Shut up. Okay, I'm serious.
What game are we talking about? The 4 I mentioned, or something else?
Well, they're complaining about they're afraid Call of Duty is going to get pulled from their console. I mean, that's what it all. At least that's what they keep saying.
Oh yeah.
So
gotcha.
Even though Microsoft keeps saying not for 10 years, and they're going, that's not good enough. You can't come up with a competitor in 10 years. Get over it. But whatever. But they want their cake and they want to eat it too. It's so I just it for me personally, because there have been games that have come out on the other side that I've wanted to play, but it's not like and if I could afford the console, I've gotten it. I've done that previously, but it doesn't doesn't break my heart if I can't play a game for an extended period of time. I don't have access to that console. But there's nothing out there that's really going to make me go, I really got to have it for that. Even if I didn't have an Xbox right now, I'm really interested in Starfield, but I got to buy an Xbox just because of Starfield. Probably not. Not if I was already invested in the Sony side of things. So, I mean, so yeah, for the most part, I do agree with Cozy. Sometimes it can kind of suck, but it should be equal all the way around, though. If you're going to do it to your competitors, expect them to do it to you.
Okay. Straight. Got some other stuff to get to, so I'm going to keep it moving. Hey, Flamish. You sitting there, looking like you thinking. What are you thinking?
Well, let me tell you what I'm thinking, PK. So, in a perfect world, right, which we don't live in, of course, it would be cool to have all games on every platform, but that's not possible. We have businesses, we have competition. I mean, Xbox is making things exclusive for their platform. Third party, I don't know, right? PlayStation has been doing it for years and years and years. We know of, especially Final Fantasy VII, still the remake not to be found on Xbox at this point, right? So yeah, I'm not agreeing. Like, it's still business, right? I wish it was different, that more people could enjoy the games on other platforms that they want to play on. But it's just business. Like, I wish it was just more kumbaya, like they say. But it will never be like that, right? I mean, they will always do their own stuff to get most people to their platform, and it's okay. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I can at least afford both, so I'll. It's a shame I have to buy both to enjoy all the games on that platform, right? Instead of just one. But I mean, I'll do it for myself, but for other people, it's not really the case, like Cozy said. I mean, so people can afford a second console or a second platform.
Let me add to that. It goes beyond that. Let me add real quick that, there have been games for decades that have only been on PC and haven't been on either console.
Yeah.
Or any console. So it's not like this is anything new. There are games exclusive to PC, but you don't see them complaining about that so much.
I think the difference is
Paul.
most things that are sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to rebuttal real quick. Like, that's true, but PC is not a thing that they pay for to just be exclusive on PC.
We don't know that.
Oh. Okay.
They actually do, Flemish. Epic has paid for exclusivity to keep games off of Steam, just like Borderlands, just like Seafood, just like Final Fantasy VII. They have done it, and they will continue to do it. They follow in Sony's footsteps, so it is a thing on PC too.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. Rosie, you were.
I was going to say PC. It's like different because it's like a storefront. They're not paying it to keep it exclusive to the platform.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not saying you trying to tell you that you're wrong with what you think, but it is wrong with what they're doing. Epic has shown that they pulled Fall Guys off of Steam even after saying that they wouldn't do it, just to make it exclusive.
Oh, I mean, I will never buy anything on the Epic Store. I absolutely do not.
No, but I'm just giving it. I'm just giving an example that they are aggressive.
It absolutely happens.
They're being aggressive, like Sony, on trying to pay to exclude Steam, and Steam is not involved in any of those practices. But
I mean, that's because Steam, I don't mean to get too off the topic, but that's because, there are a lot of reasons you go to Steam and you suffer through Epic, you go to Steam for actual. But I'm saying, the whole PC is kind of a different thing, as far as a lot of the games that are going to be only on PC are there because, it's less expensive to put a game on PC. It's less expensive for, and yes, like consoles, like, nowadays, consoles can be like a whole lot more expensive, but a large quantity of PC gamers are far more diverse and far more complex and complicated than console gamers. You're going to encounter people who don't care about a lot of the stuff that, you get the PC MR people talking about. You're going to just get so much different that it's a different world of gaming than the console world. That's it.
So, Cozy, I see your point of view, but I tend to disagree with that as well. There's tribalism in PC gaming as well. I got a 4090. Well, I got a 7900 XTX.
Those people are all the same group. Those are all PCMR people. If you're talking about your but there's a large majority of people that are PC gamers that they can't even tell you what's in their rig. They've just been playing, whatever with the games that work.
But that's those same people that
those
play
are
PC.
minority.
those same people that play PC are the same people who just casually play console games. That's just what it is. It's just a different. They do console, they do PC, but they're just casual with it. They're not extreme. I got to have the best of the best. But I'm just saying, there is still tribalism in the PC world, regardless. Just
I
kind of
think.
different.
No, I'm
But
saying.
I know we're
think
getting a
it's
little.
less true.
I want to pull it back because we're getting a little off topic. I just want to see how people felt, and I haven't heard of Carlo, and I want to know what his thoughts were on a third-party exclusivity or exclusion.
Well, so what you're saying, just to make sure I understand this correctly, and I've been paying attention probably, is that you're saying that Sony's deals that have excluded their games from other platforms.
Not Sony's games. Sony has entered contracts with third-party developers and publishers to ensure that their games will never appear on particular platforms that include streaming services.
Well, see, and that's something that I think is wrong in nature, right? I mean, me, myself, I'm fortunate enough to have multiple platforms to play on, but there's a lot of people that can only afford one platform, and it's not fair to those people that maybe want to play a game that's a third-party game, and they're never going to be able to because it's been locked away. That is something that the FTC should look more into than anything else. That's very anti-competitive. That's
very interesting you say that, because I thought I heard someone say that before. Who was that? I think it was Clowns who said that to the FTC about that kind of thing.
I said it publicly. Yeah, I did. But Lemon also has a point there in the chat, and I'll bring it up so everybody could see it. And it might go above Paul's pineapple figure, which I'll be sad if it does. Okay, no, it didn't. You can't blame Sony for making an offer. You have to blame the publishers. In some sense, there is some truth to that, too. I mean, the publishers have to take that bait, right, for that to happen, especially with companies like Square Enix, who seemed big enough that they would make enough from a multi-plat release, right? At the same time, though, when Sony or any company in general would dangle money out like on a fishing line in front of smaller developers that really need that money to get their game finished, that is a problem. Because, I mean, it's like, hey, if Sony's the only company coming to us to get this done, we're going to have to take that money, complete the project, and pay our developers and pay to keep the lights on. And
sounds familiar. Sounds like the disaster we call Street Fighter V. But go ahead.
Yeah, and that's a tough choice, right? I mean, so, it's...
Okay, so I have a question then. I have a question. If that's the case, why is it any different than when, like, say, Showtime buys the rights to a movie and they can't show it on HBO?
Wait a minute. Let's just back up. When you are licensing something, that's one thing. And when you're owning something, that's another thing. But when you're literally saying, if you want this game on our platform, you got to ensure that you will not make another version of this anywhere else.
But that's what happens with some of those movies and shows that show up on either Showtime or whatever.
Well, that's a licensing deal, though. That's not the same thing.
But some of them are in perpetuity. Some of that Showtime stuff you will never see on HBO.
Hold on. I got an answer to Paul on this one, right? So a lot of that stuff has to do with the fact when they dangle that kind of stuff in Hollywood and the screens, it has to do with the fact that those production companies need the money to get the production done. So Showtime will come in and say, listen, we'll pay for the rest of production, but your show is only going to be aired on Showtime, So a lot of those, that's a funding round, a seed round for different films.
But isn't that kind of the same thing? If Sony stepping in will help you fund this game, but you can only...
But here's a little bit of a difference. And most of those contracts that we've seen, take Brooklyn Nine-Nine, for example, with, I believe it was on Fox at one time, right? And then it started on. And then it went to Netflix, right? So in that situation where Showtime might say, listen, we're not interested in developing any further of this. We're going to cut the line here. This is all we're buying. This is all we're going to put on the network. A lot of times, those shows and companies, those production companies, can say, okay, well, we got canceled by this network, but we want to continue our project, so then we go to another network if we're a fan favorite and see if they'll pick us up. I mean, so they have that option in some of the contracts that might not be as tight-knit, but when it comes to gaming, you can't really take the same approach, because a lot of times those sequels can't come to other platforms. It doesn't happen as often as it would in the TV and film industry.
Unless it has an expiration date.
Yes.
Right, but it still comes down to, you were saying, if you want to play it, you have to have that other console. Well, it used to be the same. If you want to see a certain show, you had to have Showtime. And you weren't ever going to see it on HBO.
Okay, so let me just put my spin on this, because I want to transition. So I would just say this. The reason why I brought it up, I just find it funny. First of all, I'm not blaming Sony for anything. They do what they want to do and do what they can do, and they have an old mentality. They're going to keep spinning that. But what I'm saying is, I think it's odd that they're crying about Call of Duty and Microsoft buying Activision, but they're doing the same thing that they're accusing Microsoft of doing. That's what I find funny.
Yeah, that's what we've all said.
I just find it so odd that you're making this big old stink because someone made a big move and you don't like it. It's okay for you to buy Bungie, but it's not okay for them to buy Activision Blizzard. And I'm not saying exclusives are bad, because first party exclusives should be a thing. However, if you don't own this company and this company is losing money, why are you tying them down? Let's be real. So Namco Bandai is not hurting for money. You know why? Because they're not doing those deals with PlayStation. They putting Dragon Ball on everything that can run a Dragon Ball game. Okay? They put Naruto on everything that can look like a Naruto. All right? Square is hurting. They just sold half of themselves to keep themselves afloat. All right? They just got rid of half themselves. So they done put themselves in a position to be bought, because now they can't make enough money. It doesn't matter how much I might like Final Fantasy VII or somebody might like Final Fantasy 16. It will never make numbers like Western style studios. It will not. It will never turn those numbers. That's why Sony is investing into their Western studios and not the Japanese. We know this. But my reason I brought this up, just to show the hypocrisy, right? That's the whole point, is to show the hypocrisy. They push it so hard to get FTC to have these lame insertions, which have no legal authority to stop this, by the way. I just want to put this out there. They have no legal authority to stop this. And they made that claim during the first call on the 3rd, is they're waiting to see what the CMA and the UK do, far as what kind of things they want them to commit to, and then they'll bring it to FCC. And if the FCC don't want it, then they're just going to go with the deal, and they're just going to have to sue us to try and break it. They know for a fact there's no legal claim here, so that's why they don't care. And my thing is, I'm just looking at the other side. Is I think it's funny how you're going after one company saying they're about to be anti-competitive based on a theory, yet you have a company who's literally being sued right now by consumers for actually ripping them off, who is being anti-competitive. So I just think that's strange. The other thing is there's some good things coming out of this, though, because far as us as gamers, we get a lot of revelations of things we never seen or heard before. But one thing is one concession that Microsoft was, or the Xbox division was making, is there was a lot of people on the Activision side that wanted to create a union, right? The first gaming union ever, and it did happen. This is great news, right? This is the start of something that we never seen before. So I wanted to know, and I'll start with Flemish, because I don't know, he's got that blank look on his face, like you may not understand what I'm saying. So Flemish, how do you feel about the first gaming union, and it happened under Microsoft's umbrella?
Well, from what I know and I heard at least, right? I don't know a lot about the gaming industry myself, but I hear a lot of stuff. I hear a lot about from you guys. If a union is like we have in Belgium with other things, right? Would be good thing, of course, to have a gaming union. I mean, it's secure for the employees itself. It's better work environments. They fight for your stuff to get better work environments in general, which is not the best, especially with crunch. What we heard a lot last few years and still going on, of course. Gaming development is always sometimes with crunch. Don't have to, but happens more than we know. Like we know that Microsoft is good to the employees. So far we know. So those two combined cannot be better, right? I mean, in my opinion, like I don't know enough to be sure, but for what I've heard, yes, would be a good thing.
Awesome. Well, I like to hear those vibes. Cozy, shaking your head there, you know what I'm saying?
I was agreeing.
No. I want to hear you say it out your mouth, not beating to the, rocking to the beat. What's up with that? What's going on?
So I think especially, an emerging union, that's like when I think unions are their freshest and best. And I think choosing, them choosing to be like, okay, we'll accept this union, sets a precedent for other people because, I'm sorry. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It just flew out of my head. Why? This is not fair. Okay, it's gone. It's gone. It's not coming back. I don't even remember what.
He'll come back. Let's go to old man Paul. Maybe he'll come bring back some epic answers.
I was there when the unions first started in 1901.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul, what's up, man?
Okay, so here's the deal. The union, I actually, before the show, I was speaking to a friend of mine who previously has worked for Bethesda. He was one of the project managers, customer support when they launched Elder Scrolls Online. And I was talking to him about this. He sees it as, all in all, it's going to be a good thing. You probably won't notice much different to begin with. He said it may add a little bit of time to completion because of the fact that the forced overtime and the crunch, but a lot of that will come down to some stuff they haven't done yet. We have not, the collective bargaining has not occurred yet. So all they've got right now is yes, you can unionize. Now they have to do all the paperwork to figure out and make that initial agreement of what's going to be allowed, what's not going to be allowed. Says all in all, it's good because it'll be protection for some of the workers. He says in one case that he had to deal with, it would have probably made them have to have a, quote, bad employee for about twice as long as they did, because when you're dealing with unions, it's harder sometimes to get rid of the dead weight, as it were. But he says all in all, it's a good thing, and I do think it's a good thing. If I'm not mistaken, I was trying to look it up, but I can't find it. Right now, it only affects the QA workers, correct? The union?
That's true. They were part of it, and then they're expanding.
Right.
Point is, it's a start.
Initially, it's quality assurance, and it will go out from there. So it's going to grow. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch this develop. So yeah, a lot of people are going to be keeping an eye on it, and like I said, he said, honestly, it may make the game development time a little bit longer because of certain issues, but that could be a good thing because the workers will be happy. And Cozy is right, because I was talking about this too. He worked for Bethesda. Bethesda and Microsoft are two of the better companies to work for within the industry. Mm-hmm. In the way they treat their employees and the way they handle things. And he says, if you ever want to see a very diverse company, Bethesda is where you go. He said you'd be amazed at the people they had there. So yeah, I'm glad they had this happen. I really am. In general, I think it's going to be a good change.
That's what's up, man. And change. I know a lot of people ain't ready for change, but sometimes you just got to what they call adapt. You can't be a dinosaur forever. That's not a poke at you there, Paul. Don't be looking at me funny.
No, I was,
So, Carlo, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, first off, thank you, Lemon, for $2 super chat, man, saying where Paul knows where Hoffa's buried. I mean, Paul
I
knows
can
everything.
neither confirm or deny. I can neither confirm.
Yeah,
nor
he's
deny.
lived through every type of. He's lived through the downfall of the Roman Empire. This guy. I mean, he was there and he saw what happened. He knows the truth. He knows everything.
I was the guy selling daggers outside the forum on the
Yeah,
Age of
until he took an arrow to the knee and he couldn't.
Big day.
Yeah. So first, I want to address something to Aaron. So he says Square Enix was money. I only know in 2020 when they posted a loss after Marvel's Avengers. They posted a huge,
Guardians of the Galaxy. And Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, and huge loss on Marvel's Avengers. Guardians of the
and
Galaxy.
Outriders.
Guardians,
and Outriders.
Outriders was a loss because it was a bad launch. And then Guardians of the Galaxy, they did okay with that game. It's just that they didn't sell what they wanted to sell. I don't think that one was a loss.
At launch, Guardians of the Galaxy had a slow start, and then
I have no problem with the game. It's just
they kicked up.
You can understand the problem with Square, which is different from like some of the other Japanese owners, like I said, Namco Bandai, they have not. Their problem was they don't promote their Western games like they do their Japanese, and that's part of their issue. The first time we seen Guardians of the Galaxy, it was running on the Switch of all consoles. That's going to be your best showing.
I know.
How are you going to get people to want to play that? And that's the first time you see the game, and we don't even know how good or you know what I mean? Come on, man.
But I do think that the Final Fantasy Online is doing well right now. I know
14 is doing okay, but think about this. 14 does have a lot of monthly subscribers, but Square is a bigger company than just Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, but I don't know what their current.
There is an article, and I wasn't trying to get into it right now, but there is an article that talks about them wanting to go global, but they are being hindered by some of the deals they have made with an unnamed company that is tying their hands.
Oh, come on, let's name it. Go ahead, name the company.
I'm just throwing it out there. So at the end of the day, they made some bad choices, just like Capcom. All right, those two Japanese companies. Capcom's probably worse off, but
what? Capcom's doing well.
No. Let me tell you, the only thing that saved Capcom was
Monster Hunter. Yeah, it saved them.
If it wasn't for that, they would be dead because Street Fighter V was buried. Okay.
Yeah, but but the fighting game is more of a niche category than Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter did phenomenally well, and then the Resident Evil.
Monster Hunter was never seen on Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah,
that was a boom.
Was.
No, it wasn't. It never came out on Xbox or PlayStation.
Yes, it did. So not Xbox, but Monster Hunter initially started out on PlayStation.
Well, most Monster Hunters are on Nintendo.
Yeah, but it started out on PlayStation.
So Monster Hunter World was something different because you never seen anything like it to be able to play.
And then the Resident Evil reboots did really well, and then that franchise started picking up.
Two of them did. We seen Capcom's numbers when they got hacked. Okay, we seen them. I'm just being real.
Yeah, but remember, some of those losses are posted as tax write-offs, right? So I mean. Just because
if you only move 1.5 million units off of multiple platforms, that's not a lot, bro. Just being real. That's not a lot that's a lot, but it's not a lot if you're putting a lot of time and energy and production into something. And I'm not really trying to get too much far into deep in it, but what I'm saying is that the reason I brought this up isn't really to get into their financials, right? It was just more like to talk about this whole thing on how hypocritical it is to push so hard to block something so that someone else can. I mean, think about it. Call of Duty. They were paying them to keep Call of Duty off of Game Pass. They were paying them to keep Call of Duty off of Steam. What sense does that make? That don't make no damn sense.
Well, to get back on track, you were talking about the unions and stuff. Yeah. And I want to say that I do believe Gamers not Gamers United.
There you go.
It was
plug.
They need a union.
There was
those guys.
There's a
Who are those guys?
There's a Gamers United Union or something, I think, in the UK that started up, and they're trying to get people in the industry interested. I know that in different European countries they have they're very pro-union, so they're there. In America, I think the QA portion is the first unionization, which was Raven QA testers. But Microsoft being very pro-union lately with this, and allowing what was it, ZeniMax to QA testers unionize? Is that correct, PK? Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so that's a pretty big deal, because now we got a big tech company that is the owner of Xbox, a big tech company. They're saying, okay, listen, we're okay with unions in America, right? We're okay with unions in America here at Microsoft, and that sends a message to Amazon with Luna. That sends a message to Sony. And I will say this, a lot of people might not want to hear this, but this is going to be the truth here. And Cozy's banging her head because she agrees with me. Is that Sony they have been prehistorically shown not to be a fan of unions, because the Crunchyroll Funimation, they don't like union voice actors. So that's a big deal. Now Microsoft is saying, hey, we're going to take unions in. Now that puts the ball in Sony's foot and says, oh crap, they're going to allow unions over there? What are we going to do? I don't know what Nintendo's going to do, because they're, I don't even know if anybody at Nintendo is unionized at all or plans to, but I mean, this puts the ball in other people's court, right? This is Microsoft telling the FTC, telling the government, listen, we understand the game industry needs unions. People need unions to have a better work environment. And as a company, Microsoft has grown tremendously from where they once were under Ballmer and Bill Gates. Under Satya and Phil Spencer, Microsoft is extremely friendly to their employees. I mean, it's a complete turnaround from previous decades that people keep comparing them to when the European Union used to tear them apart for Internet Explorer. It's a whole different Microsoft now. Microsoft grew up and they're like, yep, we want to see better for people that work for us. And I think all game companies should do that. I mean, I wish CD Projekt Red would have unions with some of the stuff that we hear with development things. So just my opinion. I think I talked on it too long, but
no, you're good. At the end of the day, it is a good thing, right? And that's kind of when we brought up, because it here in North America is not a lot of companies don't like that. I mean, look at Tesla. They're the only U.S. motor company that doesn't have a union, right?
Well, to Lemon's point in the chat, Sony deals with unions all the time with the actors for movies. Yeah, Sony Pictures does, and they have bought many studios over the years, Columbia, TriStar, etc., which have a lot of SAG-AFTRA actors and actresses in it. But the point is, I mean, there was even leaks back in 2014 from Sony Studios where they were talking bad about some of the actors.
Yeah, when they got hacked.
Yeah,
and all that stuff came out.
Yeah, so I'm not even sure if Sony. I mean, I think Sony just has to deal with them as part of the business, right? If they didn't have to, I don't think they would. Just like what they don't in the anime division, they don't want voice actors in unions. Because there's a huge difference in pay. I think the base pay for a union voice actor is $275 per hour, and you can't work more than 4 hours in one session without a break. Whereas non-union voice actors that do different types of anime, I think the base pay is $75 an hour, and they could work up to 8 hours a day. So there's a huge difference there.
Well, let's shift gears, guys, because we ran a little bit out of time. I want to talk about CES 2023. There's a lot of stuff going on here. This happens every year, beginning of the year. Pretty much they show off a whole lot of gadgets. Some of them come to be sold. A lot of them don't. But it's cool to see gadgets, right? I'm a gadget guy. A lot of people gadget people. And Sony had their talk, I think first, because it happened sometime late at night for us, early in the morning for them. And they revealed a whole bunch of stuff. PlayStation VR. They did a deal with Honda to bring a car, electric car. They revealed their first accessibility controller. I don't know if anybody knows, but accessibility controller. We have a person on the panel who is all about accessibility everywhere he could get something to be
Really,
accessible.
Flamish, you're all about accessibility? You go, Flamish. All right, rock on. Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, go ahead, Paul, since you want to.
Paul just pineappled Flamish. Hold on. He just got pineappled.
No, I actually, I saw, I want to get my hands on one of those controllers. Out of the box, from what I saw, it actually looks like it's more ready out of the box for me than the Xbox accessibility controller was, because it actually has at least one side of a joystick or whatever. So I mean, I really want to get my hands on one. I'm glad they finally are doing it. You know, don't ignore the stuff that says, they're just copying Microsoft, because who cares? The good news is we've got it. The good news is people who need it are gonna be. Oh, dude, just look at a certain spice related tweeter has and streamer has put some stuff out about it.
I mean, it doesn't have a name yet, but we know it's something they're working on. But yeah, go ahead and finish there.
I believe Steve Saylor got his hands on one. He actually has a whole interview about it that they put in some of the bigger magazines. I want to at least try one, and as somebody who has been playing on a PlayStation, I mean, it's great because it may make it easier for me to play some of those games.
Okay.
So any accessibility is a good thing. I'm always big on more options is always a better thing, even if they're options that you can't or you won't use.
I got you. Flamish, what about you?
Well, like, I fully agree with Paul. Like, they're finally doing something about this, right? It's getting bigger. It's getting more games are getting more accessible. It's only the right thing to do to get PlayStation, one of the biggest gaming companies next to Microsoft, right? Also a console, that don't have an accessibility controller at this point. So it's good that they're doing this. They should have done this longer ago, right? In the beginning, they were making they were making fun of the Xbox stuff. What you guys said, right? Like,
there were some tweets that were put out back in 2018. Yes.
Okay, but at least they turned around.
Thank you for a history lesson there, Paul.
Yeah, thanks for that. I mean, it's always better to have more stuff, more accessible for more games. There's more people we know that there's one that plays one-handed, right? Like, he will love this stuff to play on PlayStation. He doesn't really like the triggers with the controllers.
How do we know Paul doesn't play one-handed?
I don't. Well, I play. My left hand can do some basic things, but yeah, I'm not quite a one-handed player. Close.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of people that would like something like this, and I'm happy they get. Finally, I mean, hopefully this year. I don't know. Is the date when coming out? Or
like I said, it's just a project announced. I have no idea. We don't have any confirmed anything. They just kind of showed it, and it's Project Leonardo, I think, the name or the code name of it.
Yeah, that's what I've read. Yeah,
code name Leonardo.
And okay.
I'm gonna find the link for Steve Saylor's article.
So, what about you, Cozy?
Well, it's great. Better late than never. I will always say this. Number one, what's the price look like? And number two, I still think their big failure in accessibility is a lot of people had setups for PS4 and they pretty much said no.
Well, part of that is because the technology changes between how the connections work. That's even from a PC standpoint, that makes sense.
It could have been doable, I think.
What's that?
I think
she said they could have done it anyway, Paul.
I think it could have been doable, and they were just. And this is more about.
No, maybe not, because remember.
I think they didn't bother trying.
The more stuff you put between the controller and the device, the more you're gonna have going to have lag problems and connectivity issues.
I think
So-
I understand what you're saying, Paul, but what she's saying is they did not put enough effort.
Well, we don't know how much effort they did or didn't put in. We don't know what the differences are.
Well, we can tell by just the lack of thereof.
No, you
That-
can't.
I
Because they could be testing. They could have tested before and said this isn't going to be viably functional. I mean, we don't know.
That could be true too, but if they don't have a very good history of accessibility options in games as is. I'm not trying to jump on them, but I am happy, and I like the back and forth, but I just want to make sure
Okay.
we have.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I think they saw the popularity with all their accessibility options with the games that they provided so far. Like, Last of Us Part 2 is one of an amazing one. God of War as well, and they just see the popularity grown with that they just went for it. That's my opinion, at least.
Good. Thanks, Flemish. Carlo, what you think?
Hold on, I was distracted. Sorry.
He needs a disability controller right now. Hey,
So with the Sony disability controller, honestly I haven't seen it yet, but I think that options are great. I will never dispute that. I think the more companies get into accessibility and evolve their peripherals for that, I think everybody wins, right? I mean, I hear a lot of people saying that they don't like the look of this controller, et cetera, and that's okay. But hopefully they evolve from this and they get feedback and they make something better. The fact is they have to have something out there at this point because Microsoft's been very good with accessibility. And I believe even third-party companies have been doing things with accessibility. Even people that use 3D printers have made wheels out of the controllers. You just turn a knob if you're racing. So there's been a lot, man. There's been a lot when it comes to this, and it's always good.
I just dropped a link to Steve Saylor's interview from Wired Magazine with Ryan about the accessibility controller.
Thanks, Paul. And I just want to give my little 2 cents on it. I think bringing out an accessibility controller is great. I do not think that this is the final version of it. Like I said, it's still got its code name. It's still got some time to go through some revisions. But there are still PlayStation gamers who are disabled that still need some love. So it's not. I think that there should be universal accessibility controllers in my mind. So I think third-party companies should also invest in this kind of thing. So I think it's a win for all gamers, not just PlayStation gamers, to continue this trend to keep pushing for inclusion for all gamers, no matter where you come from, and there should. In other words, this idea breaks down barriers. Right? It tears down silos. And that is the point, because we all have one thing in common. We should all be able to enjoy it. And to get rid of those limitations is a huge deal. So bravo to Sony for putting some time and effort into trying to bring out some. Now, I would say I don't like the look of this controller. It looks crazy. It's like 3 pieces. But I don't know how it's going to work, and this is not the final project, so we can't really have a opinion, right?
But you know what? Depending on how this works, I don't mind the way it looks, because if it can be pared down to a single joystick and that pad laying out like that, I could easily use that. Probably more than I can. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not disagreeing with your obsession there, Paul. I was just saying for me.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the look of it, but again, it's not the final version, so they can easily make it better before they launch the final
product.
Sound
like a complete asshole. Not only is it not the final version, you're not the intended customer.
Oh, I see how this is, Paul. He just came for me. I'm not the intended. How do you know I might not want to play with one hand? Or 2 hands or 2 feet.
I don't want to know what you want to do with the other
hand. All right, well,
but
then you stay over there in your box, okay? I'll play control where I want.
So
I know from some of my contacts within that they have been talking to disabled people like me about this design and how it works. And
He said, "You
No.
people, you're a designer."
yeah, what do you mean, you people? Yeah. Get over it.
No, I
Get
get
over
it. I know, I get it, Paul. So, like I said, I think it's a huge kudos, right?
Yeah.
To move off of Sony's topic, they didn't show any TVs, which is weird. But they did show the PSVR. I don't really jump on that too much, but I just thought the highlight was the accessibility controller for me for their conference. Did you have a comment? I wanted to Flemish. Did you have a comment?
Flemish looks
No.
like he's watching something
Okay.
else on the monitor.
No,
have
I
idea
wa- I
what he's
was-
doing.
Yeah, I'm maybe getting a little bit late for me, but
Okay. Go ahead.
I no.
Is that a
I
brain
just-
fart?
I
It-
can't.
it's gone.
Yeah,
It's
brain.
gone.
It's that pink thing around your neck.
Yeah, it's squeezing my neck.
So there's lots of other stuff going on in the CES. I highly recommend everyone go check it out. So many cool toys. I see robot dogs. They show robot dogs every year, and they finally showed one that could be affordable, rather than trying to pay an arm, leg, toe, two toes, and a wish for. And you know, they showed some glasses, some AR glasses that translate. So when Flemish start talking Dutch, he'll tell me what he says, so I know if he's talking about me or not. You know, they showed a car. Her name is D. She has emotions. She changed color. She even blinks and has eyes, and
She's
it's
gonna
kind of
kill you.
scary. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of scary. She has crushes on her owners. It's insane. But you know,
They should have named her Christine. I'm just saying. They missed a whole.
Asus had a talk. They showed a lot of their new gadgets. One thing that stood out was their Xbox controller, and it's the first controller to have an OLED screen on it. Reminds us of Dreamcast days, but it looks great, amazing. I can't wait to come out. I can't tell if it's wireless because the OLED stayed on when it wasn't plugged in, and you know. Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo does not allow anyone to make wireless controllers unless it's theirs. So I'm wondering about that. I wonder if that is a wireless model. I don't know. I'm just making it up. But if you guys haven't seen it, controller looks dope.
I've seen it. I've seen a couple of the other the other controller they announced too that has gadgets.
Did you did? You said you seen it?
Yeah.
How you feel about it?
A lot of people like that. Well, I forget what company it was to put out a controller that's even got a thumbprint reader on it. I'm like, why? All you're gonna do is, all you're
Oh,
gonna
he's
do
talking about Dell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Alienware controller. I'm like,
Yeah.
And which is they said, Xbox should look at this. I'm like, one, it's got the inline thumbstick, so it's more like a Sony controller as far as that goes. And then two, it's got all kinds of gadgets that are just going to raise the price of the controller. And then you're paying for the Alienware name, but right now it's not even in production. The guy who quote reviewed it didn't even get to lay his hands on it. He just got to watch some other person play with it. I'm like, so you're reviewing something that you didn't even really get to handle. But whatever. I just, like you said, CES is great for things that might come to be and a lot of stuff that will never come to be. It's like going to,
That controller is going to come to be though. That Xbox controller.
not the Dell one. They have no plans
No.
to actually
I'm
make
talking
it.
about these Asus.
The
That
Asus
one's gonna
one,
happen.
Yeah, the Asus one, that one's supposed to go into production. I don't know what good an LED screen on a controller will do.
It just looks cool, man. It's just like
Yeah, it
having
just looks-
LEDs on your. Yo, you put some LEDs on your wheelchair and see how that looks. You don't understand how much attention you'll get rolling down the street, and you got LEDs. Your wheels are lighting up, and then you could put some spinners on it.
Well, yeah, spinner. I've always wanted spinners on my scooter. I freely admit.
That's right. That's right.
No, you need to add a big boom box.
Yeah.
He says, "Boombox. We do speakers now, sir. Okay,
yeah.
Cozy. You see that controller?
Yeah.
But she's
You're
silent.
muted, Cozy.
Yeah.
You guys speak sign language.
Oh,
I'm gonna talk to us
I guess it's
muted.
cool. I mean,
Happens.
I'm not like, I just want a controller that works. It looks like it's probably big and bulky. And I don't have like big hands, so
Well, I'm again, the CES is nothing but just to show a whole bunch of gadgets, right? I don't care what it is, and like Paul alluded to, some of it's not going to happen. It's just to show off.
Yeah, it's when you see the concept cards and stuff, because some of that stuff is really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is. But I understand you might not be interested. I just wanted to see your idea, your opinion. What about you, Flemish? You seen that?
It's the ROG Asus
Yeah.
control, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it looks cool. I mean, it's a different controller that looks a little bit different than the normal standard controller. Has a 4 buttons on the side in different layouts. I do not like those pedals on the Elite controller. They're too, like, you click them too fast. Like,
Take them off.
yeah, that's what I did. But besides that, excellent control, of course. But yeah, this looks. I don't know what the screen would be for. Maybe battery life to see how.
It gives you stats on your battery life. It gives you stats on your console, Wi-Fi, et cetera, et cetera. It does a little. I'm not saying it's the most functional thing. It's just cool to have it because it's just there. Okay, I'm just being real. It's just like on a PlayStation controller. What the hell is this touchpad for? It's just there. Okay, it's just there. It's not the most functional thing, but it's there. All right.
The
Something
closest
cool.
it looks like, in my opinion, is this one. But then with the triggers on the back instead of the green.
Just want to
Love
show
this
off your
control,
controller.
by the way. 20-year anniversary.
You just want to show off your controller.
Yeah, you
That's
just
all
wanted
it
to
is.
show
You
No,
it
wanna-
I
off.
just had it laying right
Why didn't you
here.
pick up a regular controller? You had
Yeah.
to pick that one up.
Yeah, here's
Huh?
mine. Look.
But it's
I got a
because when you
blue
look at the
one,
controller,
right?
it looks like it's visible through the
This
stuff.
man,
I got a battery pack in there.
he wanted to show off his. I wanted the 20-year anniversary controller. He got one, so you.
I was lucky with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why didn't you
And,
get a reg?
I got
Could have
this
got the most
one.
beat up controller and show people, but nah.
If I could
I
get it in
I
front
like
of
it
the
has
camera.
some things of that.
PK's
like the Elite
jealous of
controller.
this one.
Clowns, it's
Now
okay.
Clowns is flexing. Because he's unimpressed. Hey, but
I
look,
don't even
Klaus.
collect controls. This was just because my other one was broken. So at that time, I saw this
oh,
controller.
look at me. My
felt
controller was
better.
broken, so I was like, I needed this new controller. Uh,
My controller was broken. I had to actually.
Even Cozy's like, I'm tired of your stuff right now. No, she's joking, bro. Don't worry. We all poking.
I know.
Carlos.
But let's go.
Carlo,
Yeah. I'm
controller.
here.
Feedback.
So I think it's cool. I think it's cool that they're coming out with something. It's just, they do have a lot of controllers out there now. I'm not going to lie. There's a ton of controllers. And it just seems like we're just in controller heaven lately with different brands and different ideas. But a lot of people are copying the Xbox style of controller. I'm just going to say that right now. A lot of companies are. Even though this one's licensed, there's a lot of third parties that are copying the style. So, yeah, it's cool. It looks cool. Will I spend a lot of money on it? I probably won't spend more than $49 for it, so I might pick it up used.
Awesome. I think the controller looks awesome. I collect controllers, so I can't help myself. I find it like candy. I see another controller, I gotta go get it. Especially if it looks cool. I gotta have it. And don't judge me. I see the judgment on all your faces. Stop it.
I'm watching the gameplay,
I mean,
wondering if this is Carlo's gameplay, because if so, you're really bad at this game, Carlo. Okay, I'm just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
So, at the end of the day, I just want to shed some light on two things that stuck out to me in the last couple of days. There's more stuff, obviously. It's just like E3. So much to talk about, not enough time to do it. But, we just pick and choose some things that kind of stuck out. And I felt it was important to talk about accessibility 100% and bring out this, talk about the Asus Xbox controller, because we really haven't seen anything like it. And I thought it was important to definitely talk about. Carlo, did you want to wrap things up, or did you want to go into one more thing? Or
Yeah, so before we wrap up real quick, because I know we've been going on about an hour, I just want to say that I think it's cool that AEW, even though I'm not a wrestling fan, like
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
No,
Yes, he is.
No.
Yes, he is.
Ultimate
See,
Warrior
look at
days.
Cozy. She was doing an elbow right now.
No, she was not. Kozu was not doing elbow. She was not practicing WWE.
She did the stinky finger.
Well,
She
I
did the
think
stinky finger.
it's like it's wrestling, so
Right, the people's elbow, baby.
That's right.
Yeah, so
not
AEW is doing a video game tournament with their wrestlers, and whoever wins gets a title belt. So I think that's cool, but it goes to tell you that wrestling is saying, hey, listen, we know video games are hot right now, and we're going to jump in on the bandwagon, and we're going to turn this into something and see where it goes. So it's interesting. I mean,
Aren't they also developing an AEW wrestling game, I believe?
That
Yeah.
will launch on Game Pass.
yeah, so I mean, that could coincide with all that, right?
Yes. Just want to throw that out there. We'll launch on Game Pass. Listen, it's no different than My Little Pony being a video game, okay? Everybody got to have something. Don't be hating on AEW wrestling, okay? If
Right.
LOL dolls can have a daggone game, everybody can have a game.
Right,
So-
Barbie Dreamhouse can have a game. Flemish, you don't play that one.
Okay, I'm completely lost. So, WWE, is this the same like the ones you're seeing now,
No,
PK?
no, it's a different promotion.
Okay.
It's just like Nintendo,
wrestling.
but it's all wrestling, yes.
Just a yeah.
They all know each other. It's just they work for different bosses.
Okay.
And a
At
lot
the
of
end
AEW are the people that run it are from the WWE.
At the end of the day, it's all entertainment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
that's all it is.
you want everyone has their enjoyment. I typically do enjoy it, but I also love watching wrestlers do streams and games. If you ever want to see what that's like, if you go check out the YouTube channel Up Down Down. I mean, Xavier Woods, that's his channel. They literally stream and do competitions. I don't care if it's Tekken or whatever, and it's funny to watch them because when they lose, they act up like we do. They're crazy over there.
I think you're the only one who gets crazy. And you and Paul. Paul gets a little upset too sometimes.
No,
Yeah.
I get competitive and passionate.
No.
Sure. That's not what we call being like you.
Rosie, you gonna put me out there? See what I'm saying? She be on my team too, and she be yelling at the other person. Yeah.
I am not a toxic person.
Yeah. Oh.
I feel like if you touch Overwatch, you can't help but like.
I
just be
mean,
mad.
that's different. That's different.
It's like you.
No,
you,
I don't. I play Overwatch and I don't even say a word.
Clowns, you don't say a word when you play no games.
Yeah,
I don't.
I don't get emotional
I
over
can't.
it.
I can't. I don't know how you play games when you have to talk to people when you don't talk to people.
I don't get because
I can't run. If you ever run a raid in Destiny, don't invite Clowns. He's not gonna.
No, I've
he's not-
completed many raids with big groups. Yeah, no, I've done fine.
But you don't communicate.
They carry him, is what they do.
No.
And I'm
No,
the
I
other way
do-
around. I
I
just
do
go
communicate,
forward. I don't care.
but-
I need my loot.
I don't do this. So I'll communicate and be like, oh, okay, so and so got me over here, but I'm not gonna overtalk other people and be like, I'm going left. Okay, I'm making a right. I'm heading straight. Oh crap, they got me going straight. Oh man, I gotta respawn. Wait for me, everybody. Wait for me. I don't like to talk the whole time. I just like to sit back, relax, play the game. And then I'll just call out where I died, where I shot somebody.
You might
Oh,
not
so you
die
don't
so
make
much if you do
call-outs.
more call-outs.
I do.
Yeah, so you don't make call outs. So you're not being helpful. You're not a team player.
Listen, I win.
Oh,
I win many
that's-
Apex rounds.
I love it.
I win
That's spicy.
many
That
calls.
That spicy thing that just fell out. I don't know what it is right there. That thing was hot.
It's all right. It's all right, PK. I mean, you know what? I can win.
Ask Lemon. Lemon's big on making call-outs, man. You got to do it.
But
Yeah.
we don't know who Lemon calling out to, the other team or his team. He just be yelling at everybody.
Yeah,
Same way.
that's true.
He yelling at everybody the same way. You like, who you talking to? That person over there. He talking to everybody. He just, I don't know about him. That's
Man,
funny though.
I love playing with Lemon, man. When he plays, it's like it's serious. You have to be serious about it.
See, Flemish, I don't. That's why, right there.
But you know,
We talking about playing with everybody, and you talking about I always playing with Lemon.
You know what's
I heard
funny?
it.
You know what's
What?
funny?
I don't only play with Lemon.
That's right. You were on
This-
PK's team, and PK lost when Lemon and I versed you guys. And me and Lemon, we didn't even do call-outs, and we still won. And
No,
PK,
that's because Lemon carried your ass.
no,
can
I
guarantee
actually,
it. Yeah.
I carried our team, but he,
Oh.
He
PK,
did have a lot of kills.
yeah, I
You
did.
can
I
go and
carried.
Lemon
Yeah,
in
but
the
they
chat,
barely
Carlos,
won.
No,
It's
we
only
didn't
because
barely win.
Fla-
We won 3 out of
It's
3
only-
straight.
Listen,
So
we're not
anyway,
about to go there.
Yeah, we're
'Cause it
gonna
was
go.
on recording.
Listen, we won. We didn't do call-outs like you do, and you blamed Flamish because Flamish wasn't doing call-outs, and we didn't do call-outs, and we still won. And you guys were calling out, and you blamed Flamish.
Let me just ask the question. Everybody knows that math is a universal language. No matter where you go, everyone speaks the same language, right? So 2 + 2 = 4. No matter where the 2 is in this sequence, it always equals 4.
Yeah.
So
okay.
if you have a team member who is only dying and just running over there dying to the enemy team, and
No.
you only win by who can reach 51st or whatever, and he done gave 48 deaths to the other team. How do you?
Listen.
I'm just
See,
asking.
here's the thing: you
It
can't.
sound like to me
You-
that they picking
no,
on one
no,
person
You can't.
and ignoring everybody else just so they
No.
can get the 48
No,
kills.
I killed you a lot, and I killed the other guy a lot. Listen,
I-
you can't blame. You
I
can't
didn't-
blame a team's loss
I
on one
didn't-
person. If
didn't.
everybody
I
is
just
good,
said- I-
if
Good.
everybody
I
is
just-
good, then you all
I just said math. I just asked the math question.
okay. Because there are pro teams out there where one person
Yeah.
carries the whole team
If
in
you
a
go smack
competition.
your head against the wall 50 times, and whoever does it first loses, and you're doing it, and your team is not doing it, what happens there? That is
Parrish just said game over, PK. That's right, Parrish. You tell us.
that's an L.
Listen,
Hold on. Let me just go in. We all play games differently, right? Some people like to
Why
play
you waving at?
competitive.
Why are you waving at?
because
You threatening me?
he's got to clean
Oh,
your
threatening
screen
me?
sorry,
off.
it's my bottle from my eye drop.
He was threatening me
He's
with
trying to
something.
spray you. He's
Yeah.
trying to spray you with like bear.
You're waiting to see if that clear blue easy
Air
came
pellet.
out with a plus. What the hell?
It's my cleaner fluid from my glass.
Oh, he's saying you're
Well-
dirty. He's saying
Well,
you're dirty.
make that into a gift later.
All right.
Saying you are dirty.
God.
But here,
That's
okay,
like, oh,
this
I've
is
got
where.
this cleaning
So
I
hold on.
all right,
I was
all right,
making my point.
Flamish, go ahead.
So first of all, we all play how we play, right?
Mhm.
Some play competitive, some just like to relax,
Mhm.
and even if it isn't good at the game, you still like just play with the people you want to play with instead, right? And then they play with the people he wants to play instead. So you're both happy, right? That's what it's about.
I do not mind
You just
people
find
not being that
like-minded
great.
people.
I just said don't go over there and feed the team. That's all I'm saying. I
Yeah,
ain't
okay,
say
but
be good at it.
we-
I'm just saying don't go die 50 times and then
So, PK, what if
stay
we
back and die.
accidentally
I'm
just
okay with
find
that.
a
If you
lot
with
of
your team
people-
and died, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you by
if you keep-
yourself
yeah.
and you just running over there and you just want to
But
run your head against the
PK,
wall,
that's not what happened.
No.
Flamish
It
is
is
not
not.
the one that died the most on your team.
yes, he was.
No, he was not. No, he was not.
He was.
No, he was not. It was your buddy. I
you see
forget
this?
who it was that was with
Oh,
you guys.
He has amnesia.
Yeah.
He has amnesia, Paul.
You need to start recording anytime you guys
Paul,
play.
you
'cause,
played
know,
with us, and you know, ain't nobody said nothing to Paul when you played. He was like, "I'm cool. I'm just not good." We was cool with it, and we
Yeah.
were fine, right? We won,
Right.
and we
Yep.
kept it moving, right?
Yep.
Oh, I love this.
Paul ain't never played a game in his life.
Listen, listen. This is what I'm gonna say. Okay, this is what I'm gonna say, PK.
I don't know
listen.
why they bringing up this
So,
old stuff, man. I
listen.
don't.
Because because they're trying to make up excuses for poor communication and multiplayer.
But we won. So I mean, you gotta hand it to us.
That's why she on my Overwatch team right there.
We
See
won.
that?
Poor communication.
We
Because
won.
when we don't win,
We won.
but
But
you
see-
don't always win.
Here's the
No.
thing.
You can never
PK,
always.
if your team with Flamish, okay, if you're just isolating Flamish, the rest
I'm just
of you,
saying Paul didn't do the same thing. That's all I'm
okay,
saying.
hold on.
Hold on,
So
Clown.
you're
Yeah.
isolating Flamish. So the rest of you guys on the team are good, right? So how come you couldn't carry the team? How come
We
you
did.
guys? No, you lost. You couldn't carry. You know, there's professional teams
You know what
out
we could
there.
do?
There's
You know what? I recommend
hold on.
all viewers. Let's do this again.
Listen.
Run this back and let's broadcast so
There,
everybody
hold,
can see.
I gotta say something. There are professional League of Legends teams. There are professional Overwatch teams where one
Show me your
person
badge.
can
Show me your
carry
badge.
the whole team.
Show me your badge.
And bam, you guys couldn't do it.
Show
This is
me
what you
your
guys
badge,
did
clown.
instead.
Hey,
But
listen.
it doesn't
Paul,
matter.
would you Paul, Flamish, everybody, Cozy, let's stream and let's do a 4GQ TV let's play and everybody we do a versus.
Show off.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
100. We could do Overwatch, we could do Bro Company, right? Because that's the game y'all talking about. And I'll have Paul on my team. You can have Flamish. And we'll see what happens.
No, we
Yeah.
played you in Overwatch too,
No,
Lemon and I, and we won.
No. You have Flemish, and I'll have Paul. I already selected my teams, and I have Cody. So there you go. You
I'm
can have
down.
Flemish. There you go.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I invite. Let's
we'll
do that.
We'll go with
Let's
the
do that.
date and the place. We'll do it.
And that way we'll put all this he said, she said to the side. 'Cause everybody's gonna
Yes.
see it, and then we ain't gonna have nothing to say.
Uh-oh,
That's
I
what I
gotta
think.
I gotta download and brush up on my Overwatch.
You know what I mean?
Oh, your teammate
So-
deleted
so-
the
I'm not gonna brush
Overwatch?
up. I'm just
So,
gonna
bro,
play.
she was just on it today. What are you talking about? ROG Company. You got to download that, and then whatever else the clowns want to play. We're not playing that dumb game though.
We'll set up some rules and we'll
We're not playing the game that nobody
plan
can
it out.
control characters. Okay, that dumb game. We're not doing that. But we'll play everything else.
So before we get out of here, I do want to say that Manscaped
Also,
is an awesome company. They sent a razor, the lawnmower, over here for me to try out.
Oh, yeah.
And you
Oh,
get,
I know.
if you use code 4GQTV, you get 20% off plus free shipping at Manscaped. And tell me,
Oh,
that
okay.
is awesome. Free shipping? Free shipping. So Flamish could order it, and it says free shipping.
The shipping could be $2, and I might not pay it, but free shipping, I might pay an extra $10.
For a man who does cut his lawn, I always want it. I keep mine smooth like a baby butt, and I'm telling you that Manscaped is what's up.
Yes. Well, without further ado, we'll go ahead and get out of here.
Flemish, don't be thinking about that, okay? Keep that out of your mind.
Oh yeah.
I'm just scratching my beard. Can't
Yeah, scratching your beard.
Everything is just like I'm doing something. Ah!
Scratching your beard.
Yeah.
Flamish.
He's pictured PK.
Yes,
on
clowns.
Yeah.
Why you say it like that? Why your voice change all of a sudden? Yo, stop that.
What's up, clowns?
Hold on. The crickets are talking. So, Flamish,
Yes.
where can we find the Belgian sensation across the nation, across all the land who is the Candyman?
Well, at the moment here on 4GQ TV, you can find me on Twitter under clowns. My name?
No, you're all the way on the other side of the screen.
No, he's saying what's your name? What's his name?
My name. What's my name?
Gregory Guadalupe.
What?
Yes. Stuff like that. No, you can find me, of course, over there on Twitter. Yeah, that's it at the moment. I had another brain fart. It's getting late. It's getting 2:30 for me. So.
Oh yeah.
He said
Your OnlyFans?
he said 2:30, not
2:30, not
he
2:30.
didn't say he didn't say
Oh,
2:30. I know a lot of people in America thinking he said dirty, so I just want to make sure I clear.
Dirty.
I was expecting you to drop your OnlyFans
Dirty.
services.
So that
He could do an OnlyFans.
Yeah, I was expecting him to drop that when he said it's too dirty. I was like, oh, let's tell us more.
We have a dance of pineapple on the screen. We have a dance of pineapple on the screen. Oh my goodness, Paul! Celebrity Pineapple Paul! Where can we find you when you're not dancing with pineapples?
You can find me on Twitter at CerebralPaul1, Twitch Cerebral Paul. You can also find me on Twitch on the Xbox Ambassador channel every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific or 1 p.m. Eastern. And what the hell is
I swear to God, Paul, if you don't make a link me tree or something,
you can't post it on Twitter anymore. It's against the rules.
Yeah, you can't post those on Twitter.
Is it against the rules?
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's not against the rules on YouTube.
No, not on YouTube.
Has anyone actually gotten their account
Yes.
What's it called?
Yes.
Yeah. They've been suspending accounts with it. Yep.
You know the free speech ain't so free. Just throwing that out there.
Yep.
Okay.
So, and let's see. And then, of course, I think Carlo's going to talk about interviews he's got coming up. But I've got one coming up. If you're into horror movies and you've watched Scare Package or Scare Package 2, we will be talking to the writer, director, producer of those movies.
Sounds like Cozy's interested. Well, we got a winner there.
It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun. Yeah, fun movies. But so, yeah, we'll be talking to Aaron B. Coons. Get that up as soon as we can.
Hey, Paul, stay close to your mic. You're going in and out. Sorry.
Yeah, I know, because I'm falling out of my chair. Leave me alone.
He said leave him alone.
No, I just want to make sure they heard.
No,
you.
I know. My chair is the back and forth on the chair. It's out. I got to get a better chair.
Yeah, sorry about that. I thought it was important. That's why I wanted to.
Yep, no problem. So yeah, that's where you can find me. So just keep an eye on this channel and for information on that interview coming up. And that's it.
All right. Cozy!
Woohoo!
Yes! The Wonder Woman fan, who's now more of a Marvel fan. Sorry, PK.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I refuse to let you slander me and put those words in my mouth. Just
Hey.
does not mean I just moved to Marvel. That's not how that works.
She just got strong and said it with her chest. That's all I'm saying.
That's all right. That's all right.
Wonder Woman for your butt.
Where you can find me at?
Yep.
You can find me Cozy Beluga on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok, and Instagram, and wherever there's the Cozy Beluga, because I don't think anyone else is Cozy Beluga. No one else is, because I go to places just to make sure that I'm Cozy Beluga.
Right, I've done that. Lock down the name, even if I don't have a name.
Well, you got pineapple in your name now, Paul, so nobody...
Oh, no, do not. Never.
Nobody's competing with you. Yeah, and look out at conventions, man. You might see Cozy at some of them.
Oh, cool.
Just don't say the same thing that Carlos said to her, and it should be good.
Oh, about DC and Marvel? Yeah. Pete Gay, the most electrifying man in all the YouTube lands.
Oh, dear God.
Where can people find you?
I don't know where we started this bad promo, but we need to go and fix it.
No, I think I need to do a plug for you where I'm just like, Pete Gay, the most electrifying man in all the YouTube land. Get really excited, hyped up.
He hurts me every time he says that.
Yeah, I know.
It's so electrifying. Of course it does.
Listen, man, I will be here for GQTV with the panel, having fun here, having conversations with everybody, blah, blah, blah. I got my I love messing with Paul. I love messing with Flamish. I love Carlo because he's always being the producer in the background, and Cozy, who likes to turn her stuff off at the end of the day. But, thank you for everyone that's watching. We wouldn't be a show without you. And for those who watch it later, hey, thanks again. Definitely share, like, and retweet. We're working hard to make moves and get some more interviews going. I know you guys are very interested in some of these people who are behind the scenes doing work, and we want to give them shed some light on that. because sometimes you guys don't know what you want until you see it. I don't know if that's a thing, but that is a thing. So we could definitely got some interviews coming, and we want to definitely get that on spot. I will be back on Dragon's Den on Saturday, but I just want to make that clear that Happy New Year to everyone. Right? This is our first show for the break since last year, since 2022. It's good to see you the next year. And I believe 2023 is going to be our year. So we're send out some positive vibes for 4GQ TV and our panel members. We're going to take ourselves to another stratosphere.
Yes. Yeah, Happy New Year's, everybody. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. And I'll tell you what we got coming up. So we got 2 interviews about to drop. We got one with Allison Packard, who won a voice acting award and nominated for several others. Fantastic person, very nice. And she did the voice of Rosalind in Call of Duty. She was the voice actor for that, so that was fantastic. She is so cool. Allison's Wonderland, go check her out. Today we did an interview, Paris and I, with Carlos Navarro, and that was a great, quick interview. Nice, easy to listen to. Carlos is a nice guy. We got Brian Azzarillo, who's going to come up, thanks to Paul, who met him at MegaCon. We have, and then the horror producer that Paul knows, he's going to be handling that interview. So,
Aaron B. Kuntz.
Aaron B. Kuntz, that's right.
Aaron B. Kuntz.
Yes, the way Paul said it, not the way I said it. Paul said it right. So, so check those out. We always got more in the background, but we just got to get dates and stuff. We're working that out. So, thank you all for watching, checking out, listening later, however you listen. And to everybody out there, have a good night, man.
See ya.
Bye.
You're muted again, Cozy.